So congratulations, you hold the position as Nigeria's very first chairperson or chairwoman for the First Bank of Nigeria. Let me just ask, I know it sounds odd, but how does it feel?
Well, it's an assignment, it's an opportunity, and for me, it's about getting the job done and doing it well so I can adequately represent the women and show that we can do it well too.
As a highly successful businesswoman in Nigeria, you have your own company, your own furniture company indeed. You're not new to the boardroom. However, how did it feel sitting amongst all the men for the First Bank boardroom?
Well, I don't know about challenges or easy flow. What I can say is that my rule in life is whatever your hand finds to do, do it well. And so when you have opportunities to sit in a place and contribute your part, is show up, which means do it well. Let it be obvious to all that you earned and deserved to be there.
Yes.
And when you do, I think it's not about being male or female. People just want people that can do the job. And if you get it done, people recognize that.
We're here in Canary Wharf today discussing the First Bank First Gem. Tell us a little bit about what that is all about, for you especially.
Okay, First Gem for us at First Bank, it's a commitment to investing in building and empowering women with financial knowledge, and beyond that, helping them to build personal wealth, even as we equip them to be the best of themselves in whatever is their chosen area. So what we've done is to create a shared platform where information is shared, where people can empower themselves through different learnings that are shared there. And also we've created financial instruments that helps them to have what we call targeted savings, which is then invested in whatever part of the viable sectors that they choose. For us, it's the long-term aspiration to make women key parts of the economy, whether in building resources to invest in their businesses, building resources to invest in properties, building resources to educate their children, building resources for their retirement, or whatever it is that they choose to do. The most important thing for us is that we have a tribe of enlightened and empowered women who are major contributors to the economy of Nigeria.
Okay. So what are some of those products that we can take up?
So the way First Gem is structured, we have a platform that is then linked to a number of other instruments within our group. You know, First Bank is a subsidiary of FBN Holdings. Yes. And within our holding group is the largest financial services group in Nigeria. And within that, we have the First Bank Group, which includes the commercial, which is largely the commercial banking group, and some other assets of the group. So all our banks in the different countries in Africa, in the UK, in Paris, and all of that, that's part of the commercial banking group. And First Gem was created by the First Bank Group. But within the FBN Holding Group, we have the FBN Quest Group, which is the investment banking arm of our group. Now, we work very closely with them in terms of investment products like mutual funds and buying bonds and all sort of stuff that you can't do. And we're linked in terms of First Gem is the platform where you gather, and then we work with like FBN Quest and our insurance group. We have the insurance group within the FBN Holdings as well. And we have insurance instruments that are part of our investable products. So we create a platform where the women can gather. They gain the knowledge about what is possible and what is viable, and then they can tap into the different products that are within the entire group.
I know that you have a passion for young girls, especially women too. and it's one of your drive, and that is why we're here today. What are you hoping to achieve, especially here in the UK?
Well, the thing is, Nigerians, there's so many Nigerians in the UK. And whilst they have the opportunity to live and work and earn income in the UK, I think they're in a privileged position to come from two worlds. But it's of no value to them except they learn to take value from both worlds. And still with the same message that we have for women, what we've done is to take that first gem message into the UK to speak to Nigerian women in the diaspora and link them with the message of First Gem and our diaspora banking service. Because, there are a lot of horror stories of people sending money back home through their uncle, their cousin, their brothers, or relatives, and when they get back, they find the money is all consumed or disappeared and all of that. And we have products that ensure that you don't need to interface with any individual. You can work straight with the bank and still have assets or banking relationship in Nigeria. And from that banking relationship, you can then link with investment platforms that we've created, like First Gem, all the mutual funds and insurance and all of that. So we're just, what we've come is to create a simpler, effective, methodical, reliable financial services product suite from the oldest financial institution in Nigeria that has weathered the storm of so many generations, that can be trusted and relied on, that your money is safe and is secure. But we're saying to you, take advantage of both worlds. Earn the pound here, good for you. But you can earn better returns on investment in Nigeria. I mean, what's the interest on your money in the UK right now? 0.5% or something. What's the interest possible in Nigeria? So, and we're not talking about taking unnecessary risk. We're talking about secured investment, but that gives you a much higher level of return. So it's really what it is.
What effect has First Gem had so far on some of the women that you have spoken to, brought together in Nigeria?
Oh, I think we ourselves have been quite fascinated and pleasantly surprised. Well, I had a sense of it. I've been based on my experience and our work as a co-founder and a past chairperson of Wimbase. So I know what's sitting within the women as a whole and what positive asset they are for the nation, but untapped asset as it is. So we've had, I think, First Gem, it's a 2-year project now. It'll be 2 years later this year in December. And it's 1 year and 9 months actually. In that period, I think we've had over 40,000, I think 40-something thousand women. The last time I checked, there were about 40-something thousand women signed up. And within the 40-something thousand women, we've had a turnover of about 26 billion or something within that group. And so there's a lot, once you give women the right information and you guide them and they see the sincerity of purpose, then we're very engaging. So yeah, things happen.
How can the diasporan woman who's very interested in investing back in Nigeria and who's also very business driven able to access what you have available?
If you open a diaspora account from here, you have your card. The same card you will have that you can use here, you can use on any ATM in Nigeria. So your banking continues. If you know your account officer and you get into Nigeria and you need to talk to your account officer, you call the same person and you can have a conversation or have a face-to-face meeting or whatever. And if you need some help, that's why you have dedicated service providers, account officers who can link you through the whole network of the system. Yes, we're quite...
I'm going through a few things with my businesses at the moment, especially finance. I'm at that point where I'm thinking, you know what? Do I give in or do I continue? What advice could you give me?
It's really about finding your own passion, finding where your talents can best be at play, and applying yourself the best you can to the opportunities that are available to you, and then wisely managing the resources or the returns from those endeavors in a way that you can build sustainable wealth over the long term. So it's different for each person because the opportunities that we're able to take will play differently. And it's really, it's about preparing ourselves, equipping ourselves so that when we find ourselves with the right opportunities, we're able to take them, and also building the financial discipline that allows us to qualify to get the resources we need, but also to have reserve resources that allow us to take opportunities when they come. So those are some of the things that we play.
As a mogul that you are in business, what is your advice to a young woman that is watching now? She's struggling with her, not just her idea, perhaps she's been going for 2 years, so she's at that point of saying, you know what, maybe I should give up. What would you advise her?
Well, you know what? Whatever it is that you want to do, just put your all in it. Be the best of yourself and don't limit yourself. It doesn't matter where you are, it's about who you are. So don't say, oh, I'm a foreigner in England, therefore I cannot go past this. What's that? You know, you can be anything you want to be. If you apply yourself and you take the right opportunities, if you develop the right product or you offer the right service, at a point nobody will remember where you come from. It'll be about the service that you offer. And so understand that as a Nigerian abroad, you're an ambassador for Nigeria. Whatever you do is how Nigeria will be viewed. For me, that's important, that we all take that personal responsibility for building the Nigerian brand.
Thank you so much for your time, Mrs. Awushika, Chairwoman of First Bank of Nigeria.